Alright, hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome back.
Back with the post-game video to discuss today's Patriots versus Dallas. The Patriots lost versus Dallas.
They were all horrible.
Wow.
Every
Dallas
single one.
Dallas got 35-20 in overtime. Sure, people already know that.
Dallas was horrible too.
I thought Prescott played it unbelievably well.
He did.
I thought Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones did it again. Did pretty good. He wasn't, did what needed to do. Didn't do any, stupid mistakes. He did do the pick six, but that was a tip ball, so it really wasn't his fault.
If he does so well, then why are we 2-4?
Because first of all, the offensive line for most of the season was pretty bad. The last two games have actually been a little bit better. They haven't been awful. They haven't been giving Mac Jones a little bit more time than they were the first 3 or 4 games of the season. They were awful. I think they've done a little bit better. I wouldn't say they're dramatically different or better, but I think they've gotten a little bit better. But they still getting under pressure a lot, just not nearly as much. So I think considering he did, okay, he didn't, stats were overall 15 or 21 for 229. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. I think again, 75 of those yards came on that one pass to who was that to? Aguilar? I forget who it was. No, I'm sure it was
I don't know. It was someone.
I said it was someone. That's saying a lot. Yeah, that was Kendrick Bourne. But yeah, the one reception for 75 yards near the end of the game. But I don't think the Patriots defense was just absolutely atrocious today. They could not get off the field. I mean, they were going up and down the field at will. They weren't really being stopped. I mean, Prescott 36 of 51 for 445. I mean,
that's more than I think Tom Brady could do.
This was rated 108.7 today. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, I know that he's talented and everything, but I mean, the Patriots defense definitely helped him out a lot because they were atrocious. I mean, the zone was terrible that they did. Guys are wide open constantly. I think the rushing game was the only thing that they kind of held in check. They had 122 yards for the entire game. And LA for Dallas usually has like 100 yards a game or something. He only had 69 yards today,
I guess.
So they managed to keep that in check, but their passing defense was just not good at all. They couldn't get off the field. I mean, I think in the first half the Patriots had the ball for maybe 10 minutes. I forget. I mean, like most of the stats were 2-1 in favor of Dallas when it comes to time of possession. Passing yards, rushes, what more than that? It was actually, was it? It was like 2-1. So, the could have been worse because Dallas shot themselves in the foot a lot. They had a ton of penalties. They got to get fixed. Way too many penalties. For I forget there was a couple of the horse collar tackle, the personal fouls. I forget what else they had. There was holding.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, just
put it that way.
At the worst time. I mean, they really didn't help themselves in that area. I mean, they definitely deserve to win because offense was far superior to the Patriots defense.
This is the second game in a row where the Patriots technically could have beaten them. I mean, you look at actually, I don't think it was last week. My bad. The following week when they played Tampa Bay, they had them won. They had them beat and everything, and then obviously things happen. It's the same thing with this team. So it's like they have the talent to do it. They have the players to beat these good teams, but it just seems like they have a lot of issues on the field. Penalty wise. Dropping the ball, not making good plays. That's what it seems like.
There wasn't a lot of drop passes.
There wasn't.
The defense is what the issue was. The defense and the offensive line. I know they're getting better, but they still need work, especially like with the running game.
The defense has no excuse, basically.
Yeah, but the defense was just, they couldn't get off the field. They allowed way too many completions, which is mostly on the secondary. I mean, guys just being wide open is just. You can't have that. You got to get off the field. I mean, the first down and they would do great and put them in second and long, but then Dallas would come back and easily convert the second or third downs into another first down. Patriots didn't really help themselves. The defense, and I keep saying the defense just wasn't good. It's too bad because I thought that Dallas was going to be, destroy the Patriots. I had to figure it was going to be.
I thought it was going to head that way too.
Just like with Tampa Bay, I thought there was going to be a much larger gap, but Dallas between the turnovers and penalties, definitely helped in the Patriots, keeping up score-wise. Not taking anything away from the Patriots, but there was in the second half they just weren't doing anything. There was a stretch where Mac Jones had 8 passes of 8 yards or less. After the first quarter, he did well, and they went away from that. I don't know what happened, and they weren't doing anything. They punted the ball, I think, 3 times in a row. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and Dallas didn't capitalize a lot on that because otherwise it would have been more of a blowout. For the Patriots with the talent that they have to, bring the game to overtime, they should have won. I think. They had the ball. They scored their final touchdown, I think, with a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
A minute and a half, and did allow Dallas to go right down the field and kick the tying field goal. It just. You can't have that. You got to be able to keep the other team off the field a little bit. Maybe not, the entire game, but at least make a better fight of it when it comes to your defense. They just moving the ball at will. It was so wide open. I forget how many plays of over 20 yards they gave up, but I think it was quite a few. It just wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all. It's the only thing I could really say is they have the talent to be good. They have it. It's just they need some more practice. They need to, get their act together, and they need, to play better. I get it. Every team can't win every single one, but it's just, they have it. They have the players. If they could just keep practicing, keep getting better, they can turn the season around. We're only 6 games into it. There's 11 more left, so they got plenty of time to turn this around, and hopefully next week it's the Jets, so it should be kind of an easy game for them.
The Jets haven't been good this year. Then they're going to go against the Chargers, who lost today, and then the Panthers, then the Browns.
The Browns are easy.
I think Dallas and Tampa Bay were probably the 2 more difficult teams that they're going to have to face this season. Not to take it away from the Chargers.
Well, no, we're playing November 18th, November 20th, the Falcons.
Yeah, but the Falcons haven't been good this year.
But they're like a good level team.
But I'm saying when it comes to
the
talent,
Titans, I would say.
I was saying talent-wise. I was saying, you got Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Dallas, and Buffalo. Kansas City, they won today, but they beat Washington. I don't know. They just
that doesn't count.
So they're still up there, but I think the teams between Dallas and Tampa Bay and Green Bay, those are the teams. So I think that maybe it'll be a better judgment versus like the Chargers. The Chargers are still like a good team. I just don't think they're elite yet. What's his name? Herbert. I think he's gotten a lot better over the last year. So
yeah,
we'll have to wait and see. But unfortunately, the Patriots can't play like they did today. I know they had injuries, but they got to still work on the offensive line. The defense has got to learn to get off the field. I don't know why they didn't blitz one. Dak Prescott had sometimes I was counting 4, 5, 6 seconds sitting back and nobody's even coming near him. I don't know what was going on with that. You can't leave a quarterback like him that much time and expect to win.
That's more time than usually what Brady gets on the field.
Brady usually, he would
get like 2 to 4 seconds.
But he would get rid of the ball within that time.
This guy, he's just standing there waiting for an opportunity and no one's coming at him.
So it's like you get all there when you leave a quarterback, especially with somebody with his talent back there for that long, he's just going to pick you apart, which is pretty much what he did. His stats were ridiculous today. When I say 36 or 51, that's impressive.
He had like over 430 yards today. I think over 440 yards today, which is incredible. That's more than I think Tom Brady can throw in a game.
No, I don't know. I don't like to keep comparing them. You can't keep comparing it to Tom Brady. Anyways, that's kind of beside the point. The Patriots, they put up a good fight, but the defense has got to get better, and the offensive line still needs work.
They'll get there. Like I said, if they can just keep practicing, they can turn the sin around.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones, he's just a rookie, and he's obviously
He's
shown.
Good.
He's shown that he's just his rookie year that he can hang with these other teams. He doesn't make any stupid mistakes. He doesn't fumble the ball. I think maybe early in the season, I think he had one or two, but whatever. I mean, he's managing the game extremely well.
Yeah,
and not doing anything stupid, not trying too hard.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. Very, very good. Very talented. I don't think the majority of the reason why they lost so much is really his fault necessarily.
No, it's not his fault at all.
Because I mean, you look at him specifically. He pays attention a lot. It's like he knows when to throw the ball. He knows the timing. It's just they need to get the plays right and all that to make it work.
That's right. There was a point. I forgot to bring that up. In the fourth quarter, I don't know what was going on with the play calling, and I don't know if it was personnel issues, but there was like confusion, and like there was points where they wasted at least one timeout and he could see he was getting frustrated, and they kept doing this.
No, it's because what happened was they were getting set, and then one of the guys was like over in the left, and then he starts running over the right, and then Mac is like, "What are you doing? Like, we're trying to." And then the other guy's like pulling out,
and
it
happened a few times.
And then he called a timeout, and he's yelling at them like, "What are you guys doing? Let's get this right."
Yeah, it happened a few times in the fourth quarter. It's like, what is going on? You guys shouldn't.
It happened a few.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck is going on with you guys? Like, get your jobs correct.
And then they showed him on camera, obviously, when he was going to the bench. He did not look happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he's yelling at everybody. He's like, you guys need to, listen to what I'm trying to tell you here. Like, you're running.
100%. I thought it was the coaching comp that, because he was talking to somebody off on the sideline. So I don't know if it was,
Josh McDaniels or somebody.
Was really messing something up, and he was just looking. There was a lot of confusion what was happening. So
they were like going through 300 plays in like 2 seconds. They were like one guy's like here, and then the other one's over there, and he's like, what is going on?
Yeah. So. I don't know. They need to just keep practicing and get better. But they get it. Defense got to get better than they were today. They've done the last couple of games. They can't get up the field at certain points, but they got to work on that. I think that's really all I got to say about today's game. We're looking forward to next week versus the Jets. Another week of practice, another week to get better. So it's going to be a long grinding season because obviously the Mac Jones is a rookie and they still are working on the team overall. So I think that's going to be it. Unfortunately, it was a loss of the Patriots, but it was good for Dallas. So I was kind of expecting them to win anyways. I think I'm going to wrap this video up. So as always, we appreciate you guys checking out our video. So hit that like and subscribe.
Until next time.